If you are a cozy homebody like me, this is the episode for you because not only are we building our dream space in our current space, but we are making it the most cozy luxury place you've ever stepped foot into without spending a dime. And I cannot wait to talk to you about it, so let's just jump in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cozy and Thriving. I'm your host, Michaela, and this is a life. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. This is the podcast where we just learn to build a life that we actually want to be present for. I am over the moon excited about today's episode because I love my home. I love making my space cozy. I love making my space me. I love making my home a home and actually like living in it. I am a homebody through and through. I will scream it from the rooftops that I just love my house. I love to be home, and I work from home. I live in my home. I do my hobbies in my home, and I love to invite people into my home to enjoy my home with me. Like, that's how much I like to be at home. So, with all of that being said, I'm excited for today because I have 10 ways that you're going to make your home feel luxury. You're going to make your space where you are currently a space that you actually want to be in. I want to give you a personal story because I feel like as somebody who loves to style my house and to be in my house and do things for my house, I am a homemaker. I love making my home. As much as I love doing that, I then go on social media, Instagram, YouTube, and I look up apartment tours or house tours or how to decorate or whatever, and I'm constantly wanting to chase the trends and everything. But I felt like at some point I needed to step back and say, okay, I don't live there, or my apartment doesn't look like that. I don't have those types of windows. I don't have that type of floor. My kitchen is not that updated. So how am I going to make my space feel like me, be cozy, love being in it, and not continue to wish that I live somewhere else just because I don't like the interior of my home? If you were to ask any one of my family members that lived with me, even the ones that didn't live with me, if you were to go into my room once a month, it would look completely different every single month because I would be up in my room at 12 a.m. pushing my bed across the floor because it was one of those beds that would I think they sell it at IKEA, but not only did it pull out so you could make it like a king size bed, but it also had the drawers underneath, and I was like, I'm not taking the drawers out and the thing underneath. So my back's up against the wall and I'm pushing my bed against across the floor so I could move it under my windows or move it from out under my windows so I could have the space under my windows for a desk or whatever. I was always moving my space around. And I think that's the beauty of being a homemaker and a homebody, is that when you are paying to live somewhere, you can make it what you want it. And even if you're not paying for where you're living, you can make it how you want it to be. There was a period of time where my husband and I moved into my in-laws' house. We were in between apartments and looking for a new place to go. And I was so blessed because my in-laws, especially my mother-in-law, is just amazing, and she let me paint the wall in the room that we were staying in. It was kind of like this one, where it was just like a dark color, except it was green in her house, but it was a dark color. We brought my sheets and everything into the room, so because she wanted me to feel at home, she wanted me to have a place of peace and rest, and I absolutely love her for that. And I thank God that I was able to do that, especially during that time. But even if she did not allow me to do that, there were things that I could do in that space to make it how I wanted it to be. And a lot of it is on this list. I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to dive in so that way you can do it too. If you guys are watching, we brought out Miss Handy Dandy, the Future You Project notebook. She has become the notebook for everything. So professional development, growing on social media, meeting notes, everything, like this notebook has become that. But I feel like it's like a good thing at the same time, where I could just like kind of go back and like see, okay, look at all these plans that I was making and the notes that I was taking for clients and all these things to build to my dream life. Like it's, you know, it's cool. But today is not about the Future You notebook. Today is about creating a luxury, cozy home. And the very first thing that I put on this list is lighting. So again, this is a place, if you're renting, or if you have bought a house or you're staying with somebody, this is something that I feel like is the easiest way to create a cozy space. For one, I keep my windows open all day because it just lets in natural light. I don't turn any overhead lights on during the day, except for maybe in my bedroom and then my bathroom, because we don't have any windows in the bathroom. And then my bedroom can get very dark quicker than all the rest of the rooms in my house. But I personally keep the windows open all day long. I use natural light all day long. And then when it gets dark, I have lamps with warm lighting. I cannot stand a bright white light when it's dark outside. When the sun goes down, my house should not look like it is the sun. People should not walk past my house and be like, oh my gosh, it's so bright in there. I don't want that. I want my house to be cozy. When it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. And the like warm lighting helps bring that down. But warm lighting also just is so cozy. And then I love when people have like colored lights, but it's like intentional colored lights. You know, it's not like, oh, it's just flashing like red, green, blue, purple, pink. Like it's not flashing, but it's like, oh, I have this like purple light that I put in this corner against this wall with like this little white light here, or not white light, this little like yellow light here. And it's just, you can do so much with lighting and making a space have a certain vibe just by your lighting. It's crazy. You can literally have any vibe you want to. If you are like, I want the sun in my house, then fine. But if you're like, no, I want my place to be a vibe, and you can like look up different lighting vibes on Pinterest or Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and just see how people light their homes for a cozy home, and you will just see the different vibes and everything. It's just beautiful. I love it. So number one is your lighting. That's what's going to give you the coziest, luxurious vibe. Number two is to always have something cozy to like put on near you. So right now I have this blanket. Oh, okay. I have this blanket. I bought this blanket, I think from Costco like a couple years ago, and I love it. It's soft, it's somewhat heavy, and it's just so cozy. And I love to use this blanket when I'm on the couch, but I do have a basket of blankets that is next to my couch. So if I have people over, or me and my husband are both on the couch, like we'll both grab a blanket and we can both get cozy. So that's one way. But you could also have things like sweaters. I used to have a sweater that was just on the back of my computer chair. So anytime that I would get cold or just felt like I wanted a little cozy moment, but the blanket, sometimes like the way that I try to sit in that chair with a blanket just makes me feel claustrophobic. Like I feel like I'm getting stuck in the chair, and that's not what I want to do. So I would prefer to have a blanket. I mean, I would prefer to have a sweater, but you can also have like house slippers. One thing that I absolutely love, it makes me feel so like, it just makes me feel so luxurious, especially when my room is clean, when there's nothing by my bedside table except for my slippers. So when I get out of bed and I just like put them on, I feel like I'm in a movie. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but that's how I just love that. And like I said, especially when my room is clean, I am able to just like slip my slippers on and then walk out and like open my windows and just feel like I'm a whole vibe. So number one, lighting. Number two is having something cozy nearby, so that way you can always be cozy. And number three is a signature home scent. So what I mean by this is, you know, when you go into somebody's house and you can smell them, or like sometimes you can even smell it when they're like, I don't, they could be outside or you could be in the mall or a store or something, and you walk by somebody and you can smell like what their natural scent is. And not that it necessarily smells bad, like most times if it's not BO then it doesn't smell bad, but you can just tell it's like that person's scent. I personally, when I leave for a while and come back, I feel like I can smell the scent that my house is. And I'm like, I don't really want to smell like that out and about. Not that it stinks, it's just the natural scent. Maybe it's not there, but I feel like everybody doesn't think that their scent is there. It just, when I walk into my apartment from not being here for a while, I'm like, oh wow, it smells like new, like it did when I first walked in. So I don't know, maybe it doesn't still smell like that. I don't know, but I have decided that I wanted to have like specific scents that I would get in candles and essential oils and everything that would make my house smell like a certain scent. And that scent that I had chose is vanilla, because I'm a plain girl, and there's nothing wrong with being a plain girl. I have started to get kind of into like cedar, so sometimes it's like vanilla and cedar, but for the most part, if I'm going candle shopping or I happen to walk past a candle, that's vanilla. 9 times out of 10 I'll buy it, because that's just what I like my house to smell like. But during the holiday season and like fall is definitely pumpkin spice. I will always have a pumpkin spice candle. I have one right now, but it just ran out. So we're going back to vanilla. But then during the month of December and like, I guess after Thanksgiving, I'll start using my Christmas scents, which is pine. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only one that I'll buy is a pine candle. It's only been 13 minutes of me recording, and my throat feels like, what the heck? Like I've been talking for hours and I have not been. I've been silent all day long. Okay, so number 4 is to have some type of like food or beverage cart. Now, I personally do not drink, so my beverage cart is coffee. And it's not even really a cart, it's just a corner. But there's something about going to that corner to make my coffee and to spend time making my coffee is something that feels so luxurious to me. I think a lot of people try not to go to coffee shops and like make their coffee at home, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this does not taste the same." The way that I have made my coffee is like, if that was the only coffee that I had for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. Now I go to coffee shops to have a vibe, to be just out and about, but for the most part I find it luxurious that I am able to go into my kitchen, go to the corner, and make myself a latte that tastes like it should be $8-9. So I'm totally fine with that. But you could also have like, if you are somebody who likes to have like this like cute little snack bar or like a candy bar, I think that would be cute too. But the reason why I feel like this is a cozy, luxurious thing to have is because it's something that you enjoy and you get to like make it cute and put it on display, if that makes sense. Like it's not just like put up in your cabinet or put up in your pantry, but you're actually displaying it in a cute way, saying like, these are some of my favorites. And when people come over, they're able to see like, oh, you must really enjoy M&Ms because you have your M&M bar like separated by color. You have like limited edition color M&Ms. Like, have fun with it and create it to be something that's yours and not just like copying things, because I realize that that is where I get caught up when I'm trying to copy a vibe and the vibe does not match me. I am like, I don't feel like this is me and this is like my space at all. So if you are like, the snack bar is too much because I like a lot of snacks, then pick something else. But my whole point is that having something that you enjoy on display is going to make your house feel cozy. It's going to make you feel like you, and you're going to want to be around that spot all the time. So, number 5 is something alive. I am a lover of plants. I will say, though my apartment gets a lot of natural light, it does not get a lot of direct sunlight. So, a lot of my plants actually, well, I should say, a lot of my plants that I had needed that direct sunlight. So I had to stick with plants that don't need direct sunlight and that are good in low light settings or in indirect sunlight, because I get direct sunlight in my apartment for a good 30 minutes in the morning and then it's gone. So making sure that I have just good plants for that. But if you're not a plant person and you're like, I can't keep plants alive and there's no way that I'm going to have plants, you could still have fake ones, but I would suggest like getting flowers maybe to put in your like on the vase of your dining room table or on your counter or by your bedside table, whatever, to just have like a little bit of life. It makes it feel so much more homey when you bring the outside in. I don't know why it does feel like that, but it does. And just the simple act of putting flowers in a vase next to your bed or putting flowers on your dining room table just makes your space feel so much more elevated. It makes it feel like intentional, like you spent time, you went out to the store and you were like, that is what I need for my house, and I'm going to put them in on my table or on my counter or whatever. Or even better, if you pick the flowers yourself and put them on your on whatever in the vase. That to me is like peak. It is peak luxury. Some of the plants that I have, I actually got from Florida from a plant shop that is close to my grandparents' house. And the last time I was there, she was telling us that they actually go and clip the plants that they sell themselves. Like they go and they find these plants. And I was like, if I could clip myself a monstera from the wild, or if I could go and get a fiddle leaf fig from the wild, do you know how many I would have? Like that would be so wild. So having some life in there. One thing that is so funny, I tell my husband all the time, because I have a Siberian Husky, for those of you who don't know, I'm like, I feel like I want a cat because I feel like cats are so cozy. Anytime I watch an apartment tour and somebody has a cat, I'm like, I want a cat. I want a cat because it has a cute little cozy like cat tree, and it's just like so cute and cuddly on the side. And then I've seen people do these like cute things on the wall where they can like put cat nets like on the wall and the cat would just be on the wall. So it's like you have this like cute cuddly decor. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I think that it would be really cool. My husky, she's a cozy girl, but she doesn't really like to cuddle, and most of the time she likes to be by herself, which I get it, girl. I'm an introvert too. I'd rather be by myself, but that's just me. I think that they're cute, and it makes it feel like, oh yeah, come into my space, and like you see a cat run across the floor. It's just so cute. So anyways, I don't think that I will be getting a cat because I have a dog, but I think that if you want an animal, that would be a good one to get. Side note, anytime I make a sim character, I always give them a cat so I could put a cat tree in their house. Just saying. Okay, so I feel like I've been yapping for a really long time, so we're gonna try to do the rest of these rapid fire. I have one more kind of like material thing, and then the rest of these are things that you can actually do. So number 6 would be cozy bedding. This is something that I feel like everybody should splurge on just a little bit. I am in this boat as well. I'm just like, when I first got married, my husband and I had a queen size bed, but that was not working because my husband is 6'4", and it was just, I felt cramped. And now we have a king size bed, and I remember going to the store and I was just buying like the cheapest sheets that I could find. I right now have some that are like, I would call them like mid-tier, but I definitely think this is something that people should splurge on because you spend a third of your life in the bed. If you spend a third of your life doing something, you should probably get the best of the best. So if you spend a third of your life in the bed, I would like invest into that. But just making your bed comfortable, somewhere where you want to be, somewhere where you want to sleep. You're not like, I think I'll just stay on the couch and sleep on the couch. Like, make your bed somewhere you actually want to be. And that's all I got to say about that. Okay, so number 7 is let your house be lived in. These are things that you can do to make it feel cozy and luxury. This is kind of a mindset shift because when you let your house be lived in, I have some of my mom in me. I do. My mom loved the house to be clean. I would say that she probably has her house cleaner than most, and that's not a bad thing. And she had us keep the house cleaner than most, which again is not a bad thing. So anytime I have people come over, I'm like rushing to clean the house. I'm rushing to make sure that it doesn't look like it's been lived in. I'm rushing to make sure that, it's put together, which is fine. Again, it's okay. But in my day to day, I find myself doing that, and I find myself like almost not resting because it looks a certain way. But the luxury is I have a place to live. I have a place to live. And not only do I have a place to live, it's a good place to live. And I am blessed and I'm thankful. And I am just like, I literally thank God every single day for this apartment because I love it so much. But that's the thing, is when my apartment is lived in. Like right now, I don't know if you're watching, the pillows are not up straight. I lay on my pillows. Like I know there's some people that are like, don't lay on the throw pillows because you're going to flatten them. I don't care. I love a lot of pillows. I love big pillows, fluffy pillows, small pillows. I love pillows, and they're there to be of comfort to me. But they're not always straight. I have like my dining room has like stuff all over the table. I have my jacket on the back of one of the chairs. My shoes are not all the way put away and like neatly put somewhere, and that's okay because I live here. It's my safe place. It's a place to come to be like recharged, to be away from the world, to really make myself comfortable. That's what my house is for. So I'm not trying to be a perfectionist. And I want that to be the mindset shift, that luxury is not perfectionist. It's just enjoying the space that you're in. So that is number 7. Let your house be lived in. Number 8 is open your curtains every single day. You guys, I really believe there's a lot of things that I believe about depression. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are depressed because of our access to way too much information, social media, all the things. But when we don't get sunlight and when we don't let natural light in, I feel like it can make somebody go crazy. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. So open your windows every single day. It's going to boost your mood. I don't know how scientific that is, but I feel like it is. So I'm going to say it that it's scientific. And it's already going to boost your mood by opening the curtains and letting light in every single day. And like I do, because I don't use overhead lights during the day because of how much natural light I have in, it will also save your electric bill. So boost your mood, it saves you money, and it also just opens up your space. Like it just feels bigger to me when I open the windows, because when I close down for the night, I'm like, oh, it's actually a little bit smaller in here than I thought. When I open the windows, I'm like, oh wow, I have a lot of space. It's open and bright and beautiful. And then I would also say, when the weather permits, to open your windows as often as you can. Just letting fresh air in, it helps clear out like weird smells, and it just feels good. but usually that only happens in the spring and summer because the spring and the fall because it's not hot and humid and it's not like freezing cold. Number 9 is to close down your house. This is the most luxury feeling ever when I wake up. Besides putting my slippers on, okay, I get out of bed and I put my slippers on and I walk out into my living room and my pillows are put back into a specific spot. My kitchen is clean. My dining room table is wiped clean. And I open my curtains and I'm like, oh, the sunshine filling my face. Like, if you shut down your house at night, and what I mean by shut down your house is clearing certain things up. When you come in through my front door, the main rooms that you would see are my living room, my kitchen, and then we have like a dining nook, but I would call it my dining room for now. It's all kind of one big open space. Like where I'm sitting, I can see my kitchen, I could see my dining room, and I'm in my living room. So it's just this one big open space. This space is the most clean and the most put together because this is the space that I'm in all day long, basically. Like my desk is on the other side of the wall and I can like look in here and still see my living room and everything. So when I wake up in the mornings and I come out here and it's clean, it just feels like my life is together. I'm put together. My house is put together. That's how I feel. I don't know about everybody else, but that's how I feel. And it feels so luxurious. And just even being able to close down for the night. Like sometimes when I'm doing the dishes, I'm just like, wow, I'm so thankful that I'm able to stand here and do the dishes right now. It's just so nice. And I've seen people do this where it's like people that have kids or people that are just like out and about all day. They will take like 15 minutes and they will just tidy up everything. So if your kids are like playing in your living room and there's toys all over the place, when they go to bed, you take 15 minutes to just kind of like tidy up everything, put the toys away, put the cushions back, do all the things. And when you wake up the next day, it's like a brand new day. Everything's clean instead of allowing everything to like pile up. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I am not perfect at that. I am definitely not perfect at keeping my space clean and like waking up to a clean space every day, but Sundays usually are like my reset where I do that, and then throughout the week I will really make it an effort to do that. So it's not always, but it does make you have that luxurious feeling. So the last thing that I have on my list is to have a home hobby. And what I mean by that is not like coloring or playing video games or whatever, but something that you actually tend to. And a lot of times this is like things like gardening or baking. Let's see, what else can you do in your home? I guess like if you like refurbish things where you what are they called? It's like a DIY project where you take something, you'll like sand it down, paint it, do whatever. Why can I not remember I guess refurbish is the best word. But whatever it is, doing things for your home and making things that like tend to your home will make it feel so much more luxurious. Like when I water all of my plants, I'm like, I'm taking care of my plants. They're growing. I'm watching them grow. It's making me feel good that I'm watching and seeing them grow. Some other things that I tried to get into last year was like growing tomatoes. I got one like grape-sized tomato, and I was happy with that. I really was. Something else that I have been doing is juicing, but I've also been learning how to take the juice scraps and make them into other things. So I have like tea, like I dried it out and made them tea. I also use beets in a lot of my juices, so I cut the tops off of the beets and like you put them in water, and now I have these beet leaves growing. So now I'm like looking up recipes for beet leaves. I've juiced the beet leaves before. I was thinking about making them a salad. I've seen people cook them. But yeah, so like if I keep cutting it and just keeping the beets in the water, the leaves just keep growing, and it's really cool. And I feel like when you have that hobby that you do in your house and you're tending to something, you just feel like, oh, yes, I'm taking care of my house. I'm taking care of the things in my house. I'm doing the things that I like to do for my house and just having a good space. So that's all 10 of them. I feel like I yapped for a really long time, but I could yap about homes all day long. I love it. I think in my past life, I would have been a real estate agent to be able to like tour homes and show homes and get ideas for homes and all the things. Like, I think that's so cool. But yeah, when you're building a life that you actually want to be present for, a big part of it is your house and your home. And the reason why I made and dedicated an entire episode to homemaking and being a homebody is because I feel like a lot of you guys, my audience is, but also in my like womanhood, I have found such joy in doing that and creating a space that not only feels safe for me, but feels safe for the people that I invite into my home. It makes them feel cozy. I have a friend that actually told me she wanted me to help her kind of with the decor and just like creating a vibe in her house, because she was like, even though our styles are different, when I walk into your house, I like the feeling that I get. And I will say that that's not only just me like creating a space that I enjoy, but that's also me just filling my house with prayer and worship and making it a space that is peaceful. But I love that when people walk into my home, they feel cozy, they feel at rest, and they feel like they can just be cozy and stress free. I don't want to create an environment where people walk in and they feel like it's chaotic and there's too much happening and they are overstimulated. And that's another thing for me, is I don't want to be overstimulated. So just creating that space is such a big part of creating a life that you actually want to be present for, because if you can be at peace at home, and you can have a home that you enjoy and a place where, you know, you're going to recharge. Like, if you really think about it, if you're gone for 8 hours of the day, the reason that you go back home is because, okay, I need to get prepared for the next day. I need to sleep. And then in the morning, you're preparing for the day. It's a place for you to just be at peace. And when you leave your home, you're bringing that peace with you. So hopefully this helps somebody. I feel like this is probably one of the longer episodes that I've done, but you know, home stuff is just up my alley. I love it. I love talking about it. So a little life update. I think by the time that this comes out, I would have been like a week, maybe 2 weeks, off of a wisdom tooth surgery. So I'm hoping that I can keep my content consistent and everything. But if not, and everything is not consistent and you're seeing this a little bit late, just know that I had a little bit of a wisdom tooth situation. And I think that's it. Really, I'm really chilling for the month of January. At this point, I think we're about to go into February, which is going to be crazy. This is the fastest January has ever been for me. And really, not really, because it's only January 9th when I'm recording this. So I think that I'm just on top of recording, that I have a lot done. So I'm like at the end of the month in my recordings. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday, your week, your weekend, if you're listening on Friday. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.